Hey guys, Jeff here, Dicesetters. Want to welcome you to the channel. Last weekend, I was at Ellis Saturday. I want to sit there and do a shout out to everybody I sat there and played with in Ellis. We had my first game. I must have rolled for, I think, about an hour. It was an awesome time. We just had an awesome time. A shout out to Luke, who was sitting beside my wife and I at the concert on Monday. Hopefully you're seeing this video. Make sure I have all my shout outs and everything else. Yep, I do. So last weekend I sat there and I went to Casino Quest. I asked them permission to film at Casino Quest and also maybe to do like a greet and meet. And you know, if you have any questions, if you want me to show you something, or if you want me to look at something, you know, hey, what do you think about my dice roll or whatever. I don't know how many subscribers I have or people that aren't subscribed that watch me in Vegas. I really don't know. There's really, you know, to take a poll, you actually have to, you know, it would be cool if you're in Vegas, if you want to sit there and do something like that, just sit there and leave a comment and put down Vegas. And that way I know that you are a viewer in Vegas and that you would like to do some kind of meet and greet. We can maybe try to do, you could do a 30 rolls or more, or do like maybe all tall, small, you know, just to see who can do it, like a club. Not that you're going to get a prize or anything, but show off. Yeah, this is what I can do. I can, you know, I rolled 50 times or 60 times, whatever it might be. But just in the comments, just put down Vegas if you can do that. That way I kind of can judge, you know, how many people would actually show up on a Saturday. I think they open at 11. So we do like 11, 12, 1, you know, 3 hours, and get some practice time in. I'm buying. Just let me know, you know, put down Vegas. That makes, so I know. There was a lady sitting next to me, and for the love of my memory, I can't remember her name. But she was betting. I think she was betting the minimum on the pass line, even if she wasn't rolling. And they were trying to talk her into doing the C&E. So a little explanation about this. And you know, I could do it at the casino, but a lot of people, yeah, it's just there's a time and place for everything. So I'm going to show you in this video real quick and easy. If your money's here and this is off, and you put money in the middle of this, C&E, that means that you are going for all the craps and for 11. This right here is already covering 11. So if we roll 11 right now, you're going to double here. You also will get some money here, but not much, because your $1 is in between four numbers. This being the 2, 3, 12, and this being 11, or yo. So with your money here, I would not put your money here, because there's no insurance. You're going to get paid, you're not going to lose this. However, if you were playing the don't pass, that would save you from hitting 11. You'd lose this, but then this would pay. I always would go for the crap. It pays 7 to 1. So if you have $5 here and you roll a 2, 3, 12, you'll lose this and they'll reset you back up with $7. There's also another one. My table doesn't have it. Ellis's table doesn't have it, but we do offer it. And you're going to take your chip money. It won't be a $1 one, it'll be a $5 one. And you're going to place it on the line of Big Red. And a lot of times people call this Big Red because you don't want to sit there and say 7 at the table. It's like good, you know, it's like bad luck. You're messing up the game. But that is a world bet. It is $1 on a 7. And it is $1 on the 11, $1 on the 3, $1 on the 2, $1 on the 12. If you want to see how they pay out this way, prospectively, 15 to 1, 15 to 1, 30 to 1, and then 30 to 1. This right here, if you're going to roll a horn number, this would be better to stick it here. It's going to cover you 5 numbers, so you're protected in case you roll the 7. But each number, so if you know, my favorite thing is rolling midnight. So you sit there and you know, do midnight, they're going to give you 30 bucks, but they're going to sit there and take out 3 of these, so you'll end up with 27. Or 26, and they'll reset up the extra one for the 7. But that makes a better deal here than to sit there and put it, you know, well, it's pays 7 to 1. I'd rather stick it up here. That covers 5 numbers. But if you never roll a horn number, I would just stick it on crack. Because if you roll a 7, your 7's covered. It's better that way. At least in my mind, it is. But there's no need to sit there and, you know, divide it up, because 11 will pay you here. You want it on C. If you're on the don't, then you want to sit there and move that to the 11. The 12 is it's not a bust. You'll just tap out. If the dealer won't get anything, you won't get anything. But here, if you roll a 7 or 11, you're going to lose that $5. So that's what this E is for, or 11. I hope that made sense to you. Another thing, I was talking to one of the dealers there at Ellis, and there's a fine line between tipping and non-tipping, and there's so many people that might be on the fence, you know, do I tip, do I not tip? There's some people that really have big feelings for tipping, and there's some people that you don't want to tip at all. I am a very, very big tipper, and when I start rolling, or even if it was on somebody else's roll, if I start rolling, I do this. And that's $5 for me, $1 for the dealers. And the dealers know that. So the dealers already know that I'm playing for them. I'm on their side. It's hard enough to play craps and you're trying to keep yourself in the positive. It's even harder to sit there and play craps when you're tipping the dealers every single time you sit there and play. But it's something I've gotten used to, and it's something that I do without even thinking of it. And you're like, well, don't they get enough money? They do. They do get money. I wouldn't say it's enough money, but if you want someone to do something better, it's positive enforcement. You know, you're doing a great job. Here's what I'm thinking of how good of a job you're doing. But in the same token, they're also the person in between you and the pit boss. So sometimes the pit boss can get upset. I've never seen the pit boss at Ellis Island ever upset, especially at me. The guy is as nice as you could possibly be. But I've seen him get mad at people doing stupid things. That I have seen. So you want the dealers on your side. So that's why I tip. I tip because I might forget something. I sit there and tip because I'll sit there and I'll have you know, a lot of money up here at the beginning, and then I start rolling it back until I have hardly nothing up here, and then of course the 7 happens. So they have to work more so with me playing than just a regular person. I asked one of the dealers, and I said, you know, tell me, because I want to know, I want to show you my side, and I also want to show you their side as well. That's what makes it kind of interesting. You know, because right now we only know our side, unless you know a dealer personally. I said, tell me, how much money were you making, you know, on a bad day? On a bad day, 8-hour day. He goes, about $80. If we're not getting very many tips, about $80. And I said, and on a good day, $200 to $300. Man, that's a big difference. That is a huge difference. And these guys, especially at Ellis, these guys are great. These guys, man, they're fantastic. They go always above and beyond. And they all know my name. They know my wife's name. They always ask, you know, hey, if my wife's at the table and I'm not, hey, where's your husband? If I'm at the table and she's not, hey, where's your wife? It's a smaller casino, I understand that. But maybe the bigger casinos, I ought to take, you know, notice of the, you know, attention to detail, knowing the customer's name. If you're only there once, I get it, that's fine. But if you're there once a month, yeah, they should know your name. We should tip. A lot of people say, well, I only tip at the end. You only say that because you don't tip at all. Bone thrower, I don't know if he tips during the game. I do know at the end of the session, he will give $100 to $200 to the dealers. He'll also sit there and tip the drink waitress $100. Not every time. But if he hasn't done it in a while, he'll sit there and say, hey, you know, I want some money, here you are. What a great thing. If I was a dealer or a, you know, beverage person or whatever, and some guy just tipped me $100, I'd make sure that their drink was always full. I would make sure that there was extra ice in their cup, or if they didn't want ice, no, you know, whatever. That's just the way I am, and that's the way I think most people are. So tipping, it has its positive things, it has its negative things. All I can say is if you're not tipping, try it. Try it only when you're rolling, and add $1 to the pass line. Or if you're in the don't and you're rolling, add $1 to the don't. It's only $1. I think we can all afford $1. It's not like you're sitting there, you know, placing stacks of money. But I'm trying to show both stories. You know, you're trying to show the dealer side of it, you're trying to show my side of it. As a player, they will sit there and say, hey, don't you want, and you're like, yeah, I did. Especially playing the Iron Cross. So a lot of times the 5, 6, and 8 will remain there after you've sat there and hit your point. I always take down my field, but once I sit there and put my point up there, I want my field back, and I don't know how many times I forget to put money back in the field, and before I roll, I'll have one of the dealers go, hey, don't you want $5 here, or whatever it was. I'm like, oh yeah, thanks, you know, and I'll put it there. That's what they're there for. You're like, well, that's their job. True, but if they're going above and beyond, why not sit there and tip them? And if you've never tipped, and you tip for the first time, say this weekend, write in the comments. Email me. Let me know how it went. If it went good, put it down there. If it went bad, put it down there. I like reading things like that. If you want, my email address is simple. It's dicesetters@gmail.com. You can reach me right there. I sit there and look at them every single day. But that's the tipping thing of it. And the biggest thing how I won so much during the weekend was the last video. You sit there and put 3 units on your Iron Cross, and then as you roll, you sit there and recess it down to 2 units, then 1 unit, and then you just play it out. Yes, I lost 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27, 28. I lost $28 from the 7 hit, but I was rolling for an hour. Do you think I really missed that $27 by sitting there just knocking it all down? No. But if I wasn't that good of a roller, eventually I would sit there and just pull that down because I have already made my money and get ready for the next time for the dice to go around the table for me to play again. But that's how I did. I will not be back in Vegas until, I think it's until next month. I have a concert to go to and some other things going on. So yeah, I won't be in Vegas till I think next month. But next month I will be there almost every weekend but one, I think. So if you want to sit there and you know, play, you want me to see you shoot, you know, a lot of times I can sit there and say, hey, you know, that's what I see going on. That's why for me, sometimes, you know, why isn't this roll working? I have to watch it on video and then I'll go, oh, I see what's going on, and then I can fix it. But me watching you, I can sit there and say, oh, you know, keep the dice lower or keep it higher, or put a spin on it, don't put a spin on it. But things like that. If you want to sit there and do that, just email me, let me know. Next week I'm going to sit there and show you something really, really interesting that I found out, and I hope you guys think it's interesting. It's a new way of rolling. We were talking about the access, you know, rolling on access. Yeah, I tried something different, and it was most interesting. So be prepared for that next week. And like always, have a great one. Like, share, subscribe. Guys, if you are not a subscribed person, please subscribe. All I need is 80 some odd people, and then I can go live. That's a big thing for a YouTuber. It's a big thing because I have my camera in my pocket every single place I go to. So if I see something that's about this show, about craps, or I can show you something, I'm going to use it. It's a tool. That's what I want to do. Have a good one, guys, and like, share, subscribe. Have a good one. Bye, guys.